Let's go ahead and talk about how to find the x, which is your input, when you're given an output. So let's look at these two examples here. So on one of them, we have our function, which is b of x, and on the other one, we have our function, which is m of x. So remember, m of something is whatever the function is called. So in this case, my rule is 4x minus 3. And on the other one, my rule is negative 3 over 5x minus 4. So we have this certain rule for those two different functions. We're trying to find out what x is, which is our input, is when you're given the output that you're given for each of the functions. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for x. Unlike the other one where you knew which x you had, now you're looking for your input. So let's look at what information we're given. So on this one, we're given that this output is 33. So there's a certain input that we have, but when it goes into our rule, it comes out as 33. So b of x, 33 is our output. So if we go back to our equation, all we need to really do is we're going to substitute for b of x. So my question mark here, what I'm looking for is just x. So b of x, we know that it's 33, so we just simply replace it with 33. The right side, which is our rule, just stays the same. And then it just becomes an equation where we're just solving for x. So we're going to go ahead and use our inverse operation. So usually we get rid of our constant. So let's add 3 to both sides. On the right side, we're just going to be left with 4x, since our minus 3 cancels out. And we're going to simplify the left side and we get 36. Last inverse operation would be to divide by 4. So if we divide both sides by 4, we get that x equals 9. So let's make sense of what we just found. That means that when I input 9 into my rule, 33 comes out. And you can easily check if you did it correctly. So if we go back to our rule, which is 4x minus 3, if we substitute 9 for x, we'll get 33. Similar process for this one, we just have a different rule and we just have a different output. So replace mx with 2, leave the rule the same, and then we just solve for x one more time. Let's get rid of our constant, which is negative 4, by doing the inverse operation of minus 4, which is adding 4 to both sides. Bring down what's left on the right side, simplify the left side. So we have a fraction, and we know how to cancel fractions, right? Fraction means division, so we're going to multiply both sides by the denominator, which in this case is 5. And when you do that on the right side, the denominator is going to cancel. You're just left with the numerator, which is negative 3 and our x. Inverse operation of multiplying is dividing. So if I divide both sides by negative 3, I get that x equals negative 10. And remember, you can always go back in and plug it into your equation to find out if you got it correctly. So when we input negative 10 into our rule, then it comes out as 2. So now you know how to find the input when you're given an output.